The House voted to oust Kevin McCarthy as Speaker in a historic motion to vacate. For how this will affect the Biden impeachment inquiries moving forward, we turn to One America's Chief White House correspondent, Monica Page, who is out there live at the White House. Hello, Monica. Now, we know that McCarthy officially brought forth these impeachment inquiries into President Trump. He has since been ousted as a speaker here. Will you provide us an update on what we can expect in the coming days?
Absolutely. Hi, Sonny. It's great to speak with you. Well, as we know, yesterday was truly a historic turn of events. And now in response, moving forward here regarding these impeachment inquiries onto President Biden, the GOP is kind of split down the middle. You have, on one hand, Chairman James Comer, who says, this should not delay any future proceedings. Everything should go on and go forth as scheduled, smoothly. And then you have others on the other side of the aisle here who say that, this could delay the future proceedings that we could have been seeing towards the end of this month and into early November. Many Congress people in Congress right now seem to be a little bit distracted with selecting a new House Speaker, and as we know, that could be Steve Scalise, or it could be Congressman Jim Jordan. So, it's really up for grabs right now, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this happens as the week progresses. As we know, the president's son, Hunter Biden, did plead not guilty this week to those gun charges that we know about. So the current president right now is facing a lot on his plate. This administration has been very quiet. Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre is asked in the press briefing room if there are any comments regarding what we saw yesterday or what could happen this week, if there's any conversations happening with Hunter Biden and the president. And Karine Jean-Pierre just says that she cannot speak to any of those private conversations. And there is a press briefing today at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We do expect those same responses and those same answers to our questions moving forward today. So, this is a very interesting situation here. And moving forward in this impeachment inquiry, we could see Hunter Biden's partner, Tony Bobulinski, testify as well. So this is all developing here within these next couple months after, of course, the new House Speaker is selected.
Yes, Monica, we thank you for breaking all that down regarding the impeachment inquiries into President Biden here. Now, moving on to another issue, there's yet another Democrat governor bashing Biden's border policies, saying it's created an untenable situation. What has been the overall response there?
Of course. Well, you've had Rolando Salinas of Eagle Pass, Texas. You've had Mayor Eric Adams of New York. And now you have Governor J.B. Pritzker of Chicago coming out and speaking out about this migrant crisis that his state and his city of Chicago is facing right now. He says that more than 15,000 migrants have been, quote, shipped like cargo over the past 13 months. And in a dehumanizing attempt of what he says is just to score political points. And these migrants are coming up through Texas, being bussed into the city of Chicago, upwards of 25 buses a day from Texas, where the city of Chicago is really seeing more than 1,200 migrants a day, really. And this city has already spent $330 million on this issue. And also in response, you have residents of Chicago and of Illinois coming out and protesting yesterday in hordes and in mass here, protesting, you work for us, not, these migrants that are being shipped in here. And in response as well, you have many residents now calling on Mayor Brandon Johnson to speak up and speak out about this. So really, I believe a lot of residents there in Chicago are facing some buyer's remorse in terms of who they elected to run their city, to run their state, especially considering that there's really not much to be done and not much happening regarding this migrant issue. They're taking over, schools and gyms and hotel rooms, just a similar way that we're seeing in New York City. And of course, this Biden administration is silent on this issue and also creating some divisive rhetoric here in response, blaming Republicans for their lack of cooperation with Democrats on this issue. So this is something that, is asked in the press briefing room. What is Biden's response to this migrant crisis? And it's continuously blamed on Republicans and the, quote, lack of cooperation with the Biden administration. So, this is another issue piling onto Biden's plate here, really, moving forward into 2024.
And Monica, on top of the migrant crisis, which Biden appears to be silent on, he's instead clearing out more student loan money. today. What can you tell us about that so far?
Well, that's right. As Biden stays silent on this border issue, he is speaking out about this student loan payout program that he has been pushing for quite some time now that has previously been struck down by the Supreme Court. And this is just another $9 billion canceled for 125,000 borrowers. This is his, quote, attempt to fix a broken system in this administration. He's really trying to appeal to younger voters here ahead of 2024, especially since reports show that he's been losing support among Black and Hispanic voters, and now I guess he's really trying to garner those votes with the younger voters as well. The total approved debt cancellation by the Biden-Harris administration so far is $127 billion for nearly 3.6 million Americans so far. So as we know, he's really trying to get this support, and you know, this there's no such thing as a free lunch here. This is going to, of course, fall on taxpayer dollars here. This is going to end up being something that the everyday American people pay for with their hard-earned money. So, you know, this is just another way, like I've just previously said, that he's going to really try and get votes ahead of 2024. His approval rating is at a very low 40% right now. And looking ahead, you know, with all of these other issues, it really appears that he's kind of trying to buy his way and cancel out all that money heading into 2024. So there will be, he is making remarks today at 1 o'clock Eastern time, and then shortly after that, we will be in that press briefing to answer any of our questions there.
And Monica, we thank you for breaking that all down for us as far as the ousting of McCarthy and the next steps in the impeachment inquiries into Biden, as well as the ongoing migrant crisis and Biden pushing more student loan handouts there. One America's chief White House correspondent, Monica Page, live from the White House. Thank you for that report.
We'd like to welcome you to our new home for uncensored news and hard-hitting talk shows. If you're tired of cable companies and social media giants chipping away at your most basic and important right, freedom of speech, by shadow banning, demonetizing, censoring, and policing every single one of your posts, then One America News on Locals is just what you've been looking for. Finally, you'll have the freedom to express your point of view and stay connected with like-minded fellow patriots. And the best part is, OAN on Locals is only $5 a month. All of our credible, honest, unbiased reporting, ad-free talk shows, and exclusive content, all at the fraction of the cost of cable. So to watch, just click the join button to get the news you can't get anywhere else.